97.3 Citi FM, you're welcome to another edition of the Citi Prime News. We're broadcasting live from our studios here in Accra. This afternoon, all set for tomorrow as New Patriotic Party goes to the polls to elect flag bearer for election 2028.
Tomorrow, God willing, if the second coming of Jesus Christ does not happen, then NPP, New Patriotic Party delegates are going to the polls to select or elect a flag bearer for 2028 presidential election.
Meanwhile, police caution against troublemaking at that NPP poll.
The election is not for macho people. If you come and you misbehave, you'll be arrested, and now the IGP has retreated. That's when one of you is arrested. Don't call me the IGP.
Also in this edition of the Citi Prime News, concerns over alleged criminal activities at Osu Cemetery.
They then would dig up the tomb, take out the remains of your loved ones, dump them somewhere, and then they will sell this great space to unsuspecting people.
And later in this edition of the Citi Prime News, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers projects marginal downward adjustments in petrol prices in the upcoming pricing window. All that and more coming up in this edition of the Citi Prime News, which is live from our studios here in Accra. The news is also live in the Western region on Premier 100.5 FM, Beat 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrady. In the Bruno region, we're on J Live 95.5 FM in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, the Citi Prime News is on Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. And in the Volta region, we're on Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakulubaya.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for your time here on this edition of the Citi Prime News. Let's now get into the details of our stories. We begin with the big one, the NPP presidential primary tomorrow. The party says it is fully prepared for tomorrow's highly anticipated flag bearer election. More than 200,000 delegates are expected to vote to elect the party's presidential candidate for the 2028 general elections. Contesting the race are former Asin Central Member of Parliament Kennedy Japon, Abetifi MP Brian Achiampong, the party's 2024 presidential candidate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum, and former General Secretary of the party, Governor Ejie Japon. Secretary to the Presidential Election Committee, William Yamwa, has been speaking to Citi News ahead of the event.
Tomorrow, God willing, if the second coming of Jesus Christ does not happen, then NPP, New Patriotic Party delegates are going to the polls to select or elect a flag bearer for 2028 presidential election. So far, we have worked closely with all the aspirants during the compilation of the new delegates to the audit of the Arbon, the existing one to date. Everything has been super transparent. We are just going to elect a leader. We are not going to engage in any violent activity. So people should just go there, comply with the guidelines as put out there, go cast their votes, and then wait for till 2 p.m. when the final declaration is made.
On security arrangements, William Yamwa says the party is confident the Ghana Police Service will provide adequate security for tomorrow's election.
Our arrangement with the Ghana Police Service is Ghana Police Service is providing us security. This is the expectation and this is the arrangement. We will be concerned if a national security operatives undercover is added to the list. Per our arrangement, we are expecting only uniform personnel or personalities or Ghana Police Service. We have not engaged them yet. We understand they have special arrangement. As to what goes into the special arrangement, and we are yet to discuss with them. But we have also been informed that if need be, they will call on the military. So the military is on standby. As and when they are needed, they will call on them for interventions or support.
You are the voice of the Secretary to the NPP Presidential Election Committee, William Yamwa. Well, let's stay with security for that poll. Eastern Regional Police Command has declared zero tolerance for the activities of macho men at all polling centers in the region as the New Patriotic Party elects its flag bearer tomorrow. According to the command, officers deployed to take full charge of the polling centers are prepared to deal decisively with anyone who attempts to foment trouble or disrupt the exercise. Addressing the media, the Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Joseph Kweku Owusu-Bempah, warned macho men to stay away from the polling centers.
If you're a macho man, go to the gym and go and lift weights. The election is not for macho people. When we are organizing maize, they say what, Mr. Mangana, we invite them. All of us go and observe. It's the day for macho men. Tomorrow is not a day for macho men. So if you come and you misbehave, you'll be arrested, and now the IGP has retreated. That when one of you is arrested, don't call me the IGP. Same vein, when you call me, I may pick. But when I pick and it's about somebody who has misbehaved, I'll respectfully tell you that, fine, the person has misbehaved, all offenses are bailable, but let's keep this person in custody. We allow him to rest. So after the exercise, when we see that, we look into his eyes and we see that he is sober, we either decide to keep him to the next day, we allow him to go and decide the next course of action. So those who are going for the polls, they are not fighting. The one who is down there, you want to go and create problem, they don't know you. So when you are incarcerated, they will not come. In fact, they don't know you exist.
Well, you had DCOP Joseph Kweku Owusu-Bempah, the Eastern Regional Police Commander. Well, he also has cautioned the media to act responsibly, work closely with security personnel, and avoid being used by selfish individuals to spread falsehoods or create fear and tension.
Even though you are our friends and colleagues and brothers, what we expect is that whenever you get any information, cross-check. Don't put it out there. When you put it out there and people react, by the time the truth comes out, the harm might have been caused. So when you hear any information, for rumors, it will start from tonight. They have stashed this house with printed ballot papers. You invade somebody's house, there's nothing like that. This car, you have to shoot at the tire because it's carrying ballot material, not from the EC. It's not true. So you hear of rumor. Rumors will be rife even from now until the exercise is over. Let us all exercise restraint. I'll beg of you, if you are at a place and my people tell you, oh, my brother, stand here. Don't fight them. Don't insult them. It's not good that always the police and the media, we are fighting. We don't fight.
You heard the voice of the Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Joseph Kweku Owusu-Bempah. Well, let's still stay with the upcoming NPP presidential primary. My colleague, editor in charge of current affairs here at Citi FM, Fred Jabano, has joined me in studio with more for tomorrow's activities. Fred, you're welcome.
Thank you, Charles.
We are the election bureau, right? We're prepared for tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes, we are prepared for tomorrow. We've been bringing our listeners up to speed with the campaigns of the various aspirants in this particular election. We've been following up with the party on the preparations, and as you said earlier, the party says they're ready, the security says they are ready, the EC says they are ready, so all is set for the elections tomorrow. And as usual, we'll be bringing our listeners on Citi FM and viewers on Channel 1 TV a live coverage of this particular election. We are doing a 360 coverage. We start with the party and would end with the party. Our coverage begins at 7 a.m. on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV.
Right.
We'll take our listeners and viewers to every constituency. We are going to ensure that they have a feel of what is happening across the country. We are going to bring results as early as possible from our correspondents. We are going to ensure that we are getting results from the Electoral Commission, and finally the acclamation or the declaration of the final result will be made here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV.
All right, so we're expecting over 200,000 delegates to vote in this election. If you could just kindly walk us through the makeup of these delegates.
Yes, so we are expecting 211,849 people to partake in tomorrow's election.
Okay.
And the makeup of this particular delegate system is quite interesting. We'll tell you who makes the majority of the delegates, but you would recall that at the latter part or in the middle part of last year, 2025, the party went to a congress or a conference to amend the constitution and also expand the delegate system or the numbers within the album. So for tomorrow's election, like you said earlier, we have 211,849 people. This is how they are made up. We have the polling station executives, who are the majority in terms of numbers. So they make up more than 80% of the people who are going to vote. So tomorrow, if you want to target anybody, the majority, the people you should be targeting most will be the polling station executives.
Is that why Ken Edejepon says he's a man of the people? He's a grassroots person.
All of them say they are grassroots people because they are targeting the polling station executives. So they make up the largest number in terms of the delegates makeup. Okay. Then you go to former executives, former MPs, former appointees, all those people, ministers, everybody make up 5% of the system. Then electoral area coordinators are next. Then you go to constituency executives, elders, patrons, and current appointees of the party. You go to TESCON executives, the external branch which has to do with the people in the diaspora, then regional and national executives. So this will be the makeup of the delegates album tomorrow. Polling station executives who form the majority, then the former executive MPs who follow, then electoral area coordinators, then constituency executives, elders, patrons, and current appointees within the party, then TESCON executives, external branches, which we call diaspora, and the regional and national offices. When you even look at the 211 people going to vote, you could break down into the regions to see which region has the majority of voters. Greater Accra has the majority of voters, coming up with 40,175. Right. Ashanti follows with 36,226. Eastern follows then with 21,843. Central region has 18,718. Then Western region, 14,132. Let me go to the Northeast region, which is 3,654. So you recall that, you remember that, or you would see that I mentioned about 6. These 6 have about 3 or 4 of the people within the constituencies who are contesting in this election. That's why I went to Northeast.
Northeast is Dr. Baumia's region.
And if you look at all the regions, you realize that Greater Accra comes in first. Ashanti has the second largest. You have the Eastern region coming in third. Central region coming in fourth, Western region coming in fifth. But if you decide to put all the 5 regions of the north together as one caucus or one group, they will come in third above Eastern region. So this is just to give you a picture of where each candidate comes from and the numbers their regions hold in this particular election.
You mentioned TESCON. Earlier, there were reports that they would be excluded. We have confirmation that TESCON executives will be voting now.
So in our last interview with the chairman of the committee, Joe Wise, on Face to Face, which aired on Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, he told us that the party had decided to allow the 56 people who were initially disqualified to come and vote on Saturday. So they've been added to the voting list for tomorrow. So it looks like now all the TESCON executives, whether elected or appointed, will be partaking in this particular election.
All right, thank you very much, Fred. Fred Javano is our editor in charge of current affairs here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Do make sure to join us here on Citi FM and also on Channel 1 TV for the best coverage of the NPP presidential election coming up tomorrow. You're also listening to the Citi Prime News here on 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers projects a marginal downward adjustment in petroleum prices in the upcoming pricing window. We have details in a bit. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, one legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM across all social media platforms for updates, and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by Hollard Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, and Didi Shito, and it's supported by Nanes Rice. Heritage Caravan 2026, experience Ghana like never before.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294, and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yo, welcome back. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from Accra. If you're in the northern region, you can listen to us on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, we're on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura and Pupili 92.7 FM in Wa. In the Upper East region, we're on Source 100.1 FM in Boku and Pure 100.5 FM in Avrongo. And in the Northeast region, we're on Scab 101.3 FM in Nankpanduri. Let's do some more stories. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has mounted a strong defense of its half-year reports amid calls for the scrapping of the office in December 2025. The report cites a list of achievements chalked up by the anti-graft body between July and December last year, including financial and asset recoveries. There is more in the Citi News Desk report.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor has released its half-year report for 2025 in accordance with Section 3, Clause 3 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959. In the report, Special Prosecutor Kisie Jabin commended President John Mahama for resisting calls to scrap the office through a private member's bill which sought to abolish the OSP on grounds of alleged duplication of functions and a lack of performance. The report indicates that the OSP recovered significant sums of money and seized high-value properties and assets as part of investigations into corruption and corruption-related offenses. According to the report, the office recovered $2 million United States dollars for the Minerals Income Investment Fund and 8,518,233 cedis in connection with investigations into diversion of petroleum products. In addition, the OSP carried out a cash seizure amounting to 951,955 cedis and 56 pesos. The report details a number of landed properties across major cities, including a landed property in Tamale valued at 9.93 million Ghana cedis, a parcel of land at Hacho, Accra, valued at 2.73 million Ghana cedis, a parcel of land at Denyame Kumase, valued at 4.77 million Ghana cedis, and additional parcels of land at Adenta in Accra yet to be valued. Residential properties seized include 2-story buildings at East Legon and Adrinkano, valued at 12.71 million Ghana cedis and 10 million Ghana cedis respectively, and several apartments located at Airport Residential Area, Roman Ridge, Adoba, Airport City, and other prime areas in Accra, some of which are completed while others remain under construction. The OSP seized luxury and utility vehicles valued at 18.6 million Ghana cedis as part of investigations.
That news desk report on the OSP half-year report was filed by my colleague Jude Duncan and read by Daniel Sakiti. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, is projecting marginal downward adjustments in petrol prices in the first pricing window of February. The outlook follows recent movements in international petroleum product prices, which continue to influence local pump price dynamics. Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwa, tells Citi News that diesel is, however, expected to remain largely stable at the pumps.
Prices are likely to remain stable for this window. Although on Platte, petrol has stayed stable, diesel has gone up quite significantly, about 4-5%. Unfortunately, the local market, as I indicated, will not respond with the increases because the numbers I have picked from some of the BDCs indicate that they've gone down rather week on week. And so you are likely to see some nominal adjustments in price of petrol, whilst diesel is likely to be maintained at the current levels that you find it. So you may see petrol go down slightly. Diesel would rather maintain the current price position as you find it on the market.
Now, Duncan Amwa has also cautioned authorities to closely monitor ongoing geopolitical tensions, warning that any escalation could quickly translate into higher import costs and upward pressure on domestic fuel prices.
The threat on Iran by US, it has a potential to let prices surge or spike. And so one would expect naturally that Ghanaian authorities would keep a keen eye on that because if it happens that there's any escalation whatsoever, you potentially are looking at crude jumping over 80 to the 100 region in no time. The Venezuelan situation could have equally resulted in a spike, but then the global oversupply situation saw to it that it didn't turn out bullish. You cannot say same for the Iranian situation, bearing in mind that the Strait of Hormuz, through which about a third of global oil supply goes through, which is controlled largely by the Iranian authorities. If anything should happen, the instability within the Middle East, Israel, Iran, US should escalate. We may be in for some trouble, and I think that the Ghanaian authorities should pay a closer attention to those developments and plan if they can.
You heard the voice of Duncan Amwa, the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC. In some other news, consumer advocacy group CAT International has warned that the country will continue to decline in consumer protection rankings unless government shows commitment to reversing the trend. Recent statistics from the Ghana Customer Service Index show that Ghana's overall customer satisfaction score declined sharply to 59% in 2025, down from 72% the previous year. This drop pushed the country from a B grade in customer satisfaction to a D+. West African Regional Director for CAT International, Apia Kusi Adumakom, is calling for immediate policies to be put in place to protect consumers.
As a country, we have not intentionally instituted policies and programs to promote consumer satisfaction across various places. When you travel abroad, you see the level of decency, the level of customer service skills, and you. But in Ghana, it's like when you go to a shop, it appears that the seller is doing a favor. And again, let me also say that we also did a study last year, which came out last year, and consumer satisfaction across some sectors of the economy is not the best. From the telecom, from those who even come to our homes to pick garbage. And unfortunately, too, consumers don't have anywhere to lodge their complaints. So, and this has also emboldened businesses. And I think that when we're able to get a consumer protection law, consumers will be empowered.
Apia Kusi Adamako is the West African Regional Director for CATS International. Let's now focus on this rather disturbing news. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ken Ashigbe, has raised concerns over alleged criminal activities at the Osu Cemetery in Accra. He alleges that some miscreants operating within the cemetery are illegally exhuming graves and reselling burial spaces to unsuspecting families who have recently lost loved ones. In an interview with Citi News, Ken Ashigbe urged the Klote-Kwole Municipal Assembly to urgently address the issue.
Osu used to be one of our premier cemeteries, but unfortunately, the situation we currently have is a situation where there are some miscreants within the Osu Cemetery who go around, they have a graveyard, they think the people are not coming to the place. They then would dig up the tomb, take out the remains of your loved ones, dump them somewhere, and then they will sell this grave space to unsuspecting people. And it's such a terrible, and it's very worrying, and this is really impacting on families. You know, the way we Ghanaians, we revere our dead and the respect that we need to give to them. And to have this situation happening right in Accra, it's so untenable. Well, I think it's important that these cemeteries are under our local authority and definitely our chiefs. So it's important that the leaders bring their attention to bear and make sure that those who are supposed to take care of our cemetery and provide the needed security there, and so that these people do not just go about doing it. And I'm pretty sure that if the leaders want to, they can find out.
Kanashiwe adds that district assemblies must be innovative and come up with alternative burial sites.
I also struggle to see why sometimes our assemblies are not being a bit innovative. We know of, cemeteries like Gethsemane, the Lashibi homes. There's a new one somewhere around the Winneba area. There's another one around Comet in Ibri, where they have created decent spaces where burials are done. If our local authorities are able to do same, they can charge something even lower than that, get jobs for our young people, and so that we can provide decent burial grounds for our people. And that is something that is important. In some of these cemeteries, our people, historical people, which the places themselves could become places of historical significance and a heritage. So it's very important that our local authorities look at these things and make sure that they deal with them. But the heart-wrenching part of it,
you heard the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Engineer Ken Ashigbe. And finally, before we go, the lifeless body of an unidentified young man believed to be in his 20s has been retrieved from a drain at Abuabo in the Askoromampo municipality of the Ashanti region. Police officers have conveyed the body to the morgue and commenced investigations into the incident. Speaking to Citi News, the unit committee member of the Abuabo Extension Electoral Area, Sumaila Dauda, says he suspects the victim may have been lynched and dumped into the drain.
Also, me on FM, I catch him say, "Palili lano as we way down." And to me, to make about a share me say, and say.
I was informed that the body had been recovered. From its condition, I believe he may have been lynched. Some young men in the community say they recognize him and believe he's from Alaba. They suspect he was a thief who was attacked elsewhere and dragged to the area. The police have since taken the body away and are appealing to members of the public to help identify his family. Airport police station.
That was the unit committee member for Abuabo Extension Electoral Area, Sumaila Dauda. That'll be all for this edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Accra. Log on to our website, citinewsroom.com, for more news. I am Charles Owusukumi. Thank you for listening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.
City 97.3.